Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a long time, but I had a pretty good race today, and I was gonna show you guys what happened. But I accidentally became a Smurf on Gran Turismo 7, and you'll see why in a second. But as you can see, we are starting 10th off the grid. But the thing is, this is after I did very few qualifying laps. So I was actually going to be turning out laps that were significantly faster than my qualifying time, as you'll see throughout this video. So I'm essentially smurfing because I'm much better at this course than my qualifying time would seem. As you can see, that guy just got completely bunted out, so we already collect a position there. And then I'm trying to look up the inside of him on that turn, but it's too tight through there. And then he just overcorrects on that second part of the turn. So I gained 2 positions already. Now this guy in front of me, I can tell he's racing kind of slow, but I was trying to see if there's an opening. That's the problem with this part of the circuit. There's just not a lot of openings in this first sector. Coming up to the turn, that gave me some huge problems, as you'll see later in the race. I had to slow down a lot to make sure I don't run into the back of this guy. Really bad exit off that turn. But we're going to be going up to the chicane here, well, not the chicane, the hairpin. And this is where I was able to gain a lot of positions in some other races. But in this case, it's too tight. So I try to sneak up on this guy some more. And really just trying to turn out some nice corners here. I just need to stay up with this front pack if I want a chance of catching the leaders. But already up 3 positions in the first lap, that's pretty decent. So just looking to get this guy. And then this guy comes out of nowhere, and you're going to want to pay attention to this guy because he is also smurfing, just like me. Because in later races, as I saw, he never puts in a qualifying time. However, he is significantly better at this track than his qualifying time would seem. As you can see, he just knows his track even better than me. So this guy, me and him are going to become pretty good buddies throughout this whole race. But he's a little dirty. He's a little bit of a dirty racer. You see a little bit of a tap to the one guy that we were behind, but I'm just trying to get into the slipstream here and ensure that I don't lose him. And I can also, I'm bump drafting him there just to try to get some extra speed up here on the other American. So, you know, bringing 2 countries together here. We got Brazil and America working together, trying to catch up some of the leaders here. The leaders, as you can see, are already very far ahead. So we're just trying to sneak in through here. And then there you go. Big bump from the Brazilian. Just completely knocks that guy off the track. At this point, I get a little scared because if I catch this guy and I go for the pass, I'm afraid he's gonna turn into me. You know, I'm just gonna be out of the race. So at this point, I mean, huge mistake there, dropping the tire off into the grass. Fortunately for me, this is probably one of my best sectors. So I'll be able to catch up here and try to get back up with this guy. So we move on then to lap 3. As you can see, the Brazilian just came way far ahead, and he just pushes that other American wide, and I have to kind of cut the corner short just to make sure I don't also run him off the road. Look in the bottom right corner of that radar. Had to take that turn a little wide just so I could avoid him. But the Brazilian is just gone into the sunset. I mean, he has been keeping his distance from me. I have been turning some decent laps, but it's been pretty hard for me to catch up to him. So we're still on lap 3, and the Brazilian gets caught in some lapped traffic. You can see just in this turn, I gained like a second on him. And all of a sudden, I'm back into this race. The lead is right up there. He's only 1.3 seconds ahead of me, which means that there's 3 people currently fighting for the lead position, and I'm currently fighting for a podium position. So this traffic really helped me out here, as the time to the Brazilian just gets cut short. So him and the American ahead of him have a little bit of a fight going on here, and that's just going to slow him down. But we also need to make sure that we stay up with the leader if we want a chance at winning this race. So going into the chicane here, this one always causes a lot of issues. Looks like the American went really deep, and me and the Brazilian kind of go through, but then there's a huge bump I mean, what was that from the Brazilian? He just completely shoved him off the track. And now it's basically a dead sprint for first between me and the Brazilian here as we go into lap 4. So we know we have the pace to get first, me and the Brazilian here. So all my goal is just to stay up with him until either one of them wrecks, probably the guy that's in first due to the guy that's in second blowing him off, or I get the pass on, which I try right there, and he just gets the inside line, and I try to undercut him just a little bit of a bump, and then he breaks free, and we go into the toughest part of the track for me personally, which is this little 2 turns here, right behind the Brazilian here. And we lost a little bit of time to the leader just because of this fight that we're having. But honestly, it's pretty clean racing from him overall. I honestly was a little nervous to attack him like this just because I know he's been pushing people off the track, and I almost go for the lunge right there, and I just don't get the acceleration out of the turn. Gets away from me a little bit, but I still got the draft going into this flat out area. And then coming up on this these turns here, he goes really wide, but he sticks it, and then I catch right back up to the back of him. Great acceleration off that turn. Just trying to go for a look, maybe set ourselves up for the front stretch with the slipstream, but here I just don't have the confidence to go for it into this turn because it's too tight, and I do a major bump on him, and it gives him such a large boost that he actually tries to give me the position. The problem is, I was looking at him and what he was going to do. I was thinking maybe he's going to wreck me or something. I missed the braking point by a mile. Goes super deep in that turn. He gets the position right back. I'm not entirely sure what he went to do there. Maybe he thought that he had blocked me or something when I actually ran to the back of him. But either way, that actually screwed me more than it helped me. I don't know if he was trying to give me the position back or what happened. I don't know. But my race just goes completely down the drain after that moment. As you can see, I'm like a full 2 seconds behind, 2.7 seconds behind the leader. And I'm basically 2 seconds behind the Brazilian now. That single mistake cost me all that. But if you look in the top right corner, the map shows that there is literally nobody behind us. That's how much of a gap me and the Brazilian has created, just because we didn't even set qualifying lap times. So we just have blazed through this field. And then the major mistake happens. This is the turn I was talking about earlier that gave me trouble. Just completely missed the braking point, the turn in. I get just thrown out into the gravel. I can't get control of the car early enough, so it resets me completely. This is probably 8-second disadvantage, so I lose all the time I gained on the leaders, yet somehow I'm still not passed by anybody behind, which just shows the absolute dominance that me and this dude had going into this race. I mean, we just kind of worked as a pair using the slipstream. He cleared the path, but unfortunately, major mistake for me at the end just completely cost the chance at the lead. So we come around the last few turns here, and the gap went up about 2 more seconds over the course of the lap. This Brazilian was just so fast. He somehow managed to not get the lead, which I was a little surprised about. But we crossed the line in 3rd, going from 10th to a podium. Pretty crazy. And as you can see, 0.4 seconds is what separated 1st and 2nd. That's just how tight the race was between them. If I just didn't make that big mistake, it probably could have been a good finish. But we'll take 3rd place from 10th. That's pretty unlikely. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, so anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Pretty cool race there. But yeah, we'll just do better next time.